Now let's go ahead and import a file that we have on our project files. So File, Import File. Let's go ahead and choose it from Chapter 6, Crane.ai. Go ahead and click on Open. And let's choose to import it as composition and the footage dimensions layer size. Go ahead and click OK. And now let's go ahead and double click this crane composition that we have in the project panel. And there you go. This is an Illustrator file that contains all of these layers: the base, the stabilizer, lower support shaft, upper support shaft, pivot arm, scoop housing arm, right scoop arm, and the left scoop arm. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to make this crane pick up a ball. The way to do that is by using parenting. Now, we have to make sure that all of these layers rotate from where they need to rotate from. So, let's go ahead and move the anchor point positions of all of these layers. For that, let's choose the Pan Behind tool, which is this tool right here, and let's zoom in. From this layer, it should rotate from this base. That's the lower support shaft. This one should rotate from here. This one should rotate from the base right here. This one from here. And this one from here. This one's pivot point should be here. And finally this one here. So I'm moving the pivot points for rotation for all of these so that the arm can actually go and pick up the ball. And I will zoom out a little bit. I think I need to make this a little bit larger. So let me go to the composition settings. And this is 320 by 240. I'm going to go ahead and change it to NTSC DV. And I'll click OK. I can select all of these layers. And I'll move them to about yay. And that's good right there. I'll just click somewhere on the gray to deselect. Now, as I select these different layers, they get highlighted here in the composition panel. I will zoom in so we can see them a little bit better. The base is the base. That shouldn't be parented to anything. In fact, eventually through parenting, all of the layers will end up here. The stabilizer is this one. Actually, we're going to start with the lower support shaft. Let's parent this one to the base, the stabilizer to the lower support shaft, the upper support shaft to the stabilizer, the pivot arm to the upper support shaft, the arm to the pivot arm, the scoop housing to the arm, the right scoop arm to the scoop housing, and the left scoop arm to the scoop housing. So basically we have this one parented to this one to this one, this one to this one, kind of sort of, so things will work in a mechanical way. Let's go ahead and select all of them except for the base, and let's press the letter R for rotation. I'll click on the gray to deselect, and this is what we have. Look what happens when I rotate the stabilizer. All of the other layers come with it. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and undo. I'm going to place the CTI at about 1 second, and I'm going to select all of the rotations for all of the layers, and I'm going to keyframe there. I'll move in time, and now I will deselect. Let's go ahead and rotate the stabilizer. About yay. This one about yay. The arm about that. And in fact, let's go about yay. This one here. This one a little bit like that. And in fact, something like that. Now I think it's time for me to draw what this crane is going to pick up. And I'll just draw a ball. It doesn't have to be perfectly round. Make it smaller. Something like that. I'm just keeping the anchor point in the middle of the layer. And now I will lower it somewhere around here. That's pretty good. I'm going to rename it ball. Now let me go ahead and rotate the right and the left scoop arms. So this one to about yay, so that it grabs it. And finally, I'll rotate the other one with a rotation tool. About yay, so that it grabs it. So at this point in time, I am going to lift this up, maybe by rotating this one. Well, actually, I would like for this to remain where it is just for a little bit. So let me select all of the rotations and I'll keyframe them there. That way it stays where it is. Now I'll move a little bit in time, a little bit more, and I'll rotate this one. As you can see, when I rotate, the ball does not come with. So I am going to parent the ball to one of these other layers. So here's the ball, and I'm going to parent it to, say, the right scoop arm. And when I rotate these, see how it brings the ball along? When I rotate this one as well, all I have to do is move a little bit further, select all of the rotations again, and right-click them and choose Reset. What that does is that it's going to bring all of them where they need to be, and they will be reset. At this point in time, I am going to adjust the keyframes for these arms just a tiny little bit. In fact, I'm going to grab the right scoop arm and I'm going to copy that keyframe. And I'll paste it here. And same with this one. Copy and paste. And there you go. It's still holding the ball. But I have a little problem, right? And the problem is this. At the beginning, the ball is not where it needs to be. In fact, not until about here is the ball where it needs to be. This is where splitting the layer comes really handy. Let's select the ball layer and let's split the layer. So Edit, Split Layer. At this point in time, I'm going to unparent the ball layer, which is the one that comes first. And there you go. Takes it with it. And at this point in time, I am going to again split the layer. And I'm going to unparent ball 3. And I'm going to make it drop to the base of the crane. So I have to keyframe position. P for position, I'll keyframe. Moving time, and now I will move the ball down. Something like that. And this is what I have so far. The crane comes, picks up the ball, and drops it. I can speed this up a little bit, and I can play around with the temporal interpolation if I want. I can even make it bounce a little bit. The important thing is this. Through parenting, we have made a mechanical animation in which the crane just picks up the ball. We can do a ton of things with this same technique. We can make somebody walk, we can sail a ship, we can move a car, etc. So parenting becomes a very, very powerful tool in After Effects.